So
Right.
we're gonna do we're gonna get a background design. So Scott, you're gonna see 3MA Studios. That's a laptop that's showing me everybody's grid view. So that way I can see that at the same time I'm on my iPad.
Okay.
All right. So well, it did anyway. So does everybody have this sheet? Background design. We have this one. Sweet, awesome, excellent. And then everyone's got a blank sheet of paper. Hold on 1 second. You get your blank sheet of paper. All right, we're going to start in on background design, and we're going to do a little bit here with Maurice Noble. All right, potato. You don't, that's all right. You can, what I'll have you do is take a piece of paper and then do 9 boxes on it, and we'll get to that. So what I wanted to show you guys today is there was a guy who worked with Chuck, right? And his name was Maurice Noble. And Maurice Noble was a fantastic background designer and just a fantastic painter and designer, period. And he worked on a lot of very famous Chuck Jones cartoons like Robin Hood, Daffy, What's Opera Doc, Duck Dodgers in the 24th and a half century. And he was really good at designing. And his philosophy behind designing was if you paid more attention to the background than you did in the story of the action that was going on in front of you, then he didn't do his job right. So his job was to bring all those elements into harmony so that it elevated what was happening with the characters. So today we're going to get into background design and designing our own little world, right? Like world designing, which I love. And what I wanted to show you, and Chuck had a very big affection for Maurice. So in this book, which I would highly recommend for anybody who's interested in this, so there you can see Robin Hood Daffy, right? Here is the, that's all right, Megan. Here is his inspiration, and here is what happens with the background, right? Same thing. So you can see how he looks at nature. Look at those trees there down here, right? And how that creates the background. So one thing I wanted to impart upon you guys today was the more you can draw stuff for you in real life, the better we'll get at drawing stuff that's make-believe. All right, one more. I love this one. Wile E. Coyote. So the old Southwest, right? So here's a Wile E. Coyote cartoon. Here's his inspiration. Here's his sketch. And then here's the final background design, right? For Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner. Which I love his shapes. I love his colors. He was big into color also. And if the color overtook what was happening, then again, he didn't do his job right. So what we're going to get into today is thumbnail. So yesterday we were doing doodles, right? Quick doodles, which was awesome because that got us kind of into the pattern, into the habit of getting our ideas out quickly. Today we're going to apply that same kind of quick drawing, right, into doing somewhere around 9 little thumbnail sketches of background designs in this world that we want to create. And then our big project, like our big signature project, is going to be creating an entire world, like in a scene. It doesn't have to be a whole, many panels, just one panel, and doing a scene and then adding color to it. So our sketches, our little thumbnail sketches, aren't going to have color. Our big one is. So what I wanted to show you is here's another page from Maurice Noble's book. Check that out, right? So these are Maurice's thumbnail sketches, right? Those are just his thumbnails. That's what we're about to do. And this right here was his kind of final sketch in color of what he wanted to pull off in his background design. So this is what we're going to be doing today, right? Not necessarily this background, but stuff from our own imagination. And to do that also, we'll learn a couple of small principles that, we'll expand on as we do some more of these classes, like composition. We'll expand on value and that kind of stuff. So what I want you to do is take your blank sheet of paper first. So not the one with the background design thing on it. Just take a blank sheet of paper. And I want you just to make a rectangle, right? So when we're creating a world, right, and maybe in this case, we want there to be kind of a main focus point, right? Something, one big thing that's going on. So we've got our rectangle here. I'm gonna go a little in tighter on that so I'm out of the frame. All right. Composition, right? So let's just say that I've got my background design. I'm going to do a smaller one here and show you. If I put a lot of things in here, right, see, maybe those are trees, I don't know, but there's a lot going on in my background, right? That's super busy. There's a lot going on. And if there's something going on in front of that, maybe I can tell what it is, maybe I can't, because I'm gonna be a little distracted by what's going on. However, let's say, and then my main character is like here, right? So there's my main character, but that little guy gets lost in this busy background. However, let's say that I'm, creating a background. It's a little bit different. My main character is right here, and I've got some things going on, but it doesn't overtake what's going on in the front, right? So all of a sudden, what became very cloudy and confusing, and I don't understand what's going on in the action, is I'm able to highlight what the character is doing in here. Well, we're going to do the same thing. So what I want you to do with your paper is we're going to go like a mountainous terrain, right? So let's say you have your main character, and I'm going to do a stick figure because it doesn't really matter who the dude is right now, or the dudette, right? So there's my stick figure. Now, my purpose of this design and my background is to highlight my character in a way that makes it feel like kind of everything's closing in on him. That means that I'm going to want things in my objects to be bigger than my guy. If I want things to feel like he's got more room to breathe, that there's more adventure in it, I'm going to make things smaller than my main character. But in this case, he's going to be going through a valley, right? So I'm going to have some big kind of cliff-like things, sort of mountains going on the side, right? And then it's super dark. So remember for those of you who were with us when we did value, right, light to dark, things that are closer to you are darker and clearer. Things that are farther away are lighter, and they kind of take on more of the atmosphere behind them. So maybe the sky color behind or something like that. So if I had things, maybe there's some layers to my mountains, right? And there's some stuff in the background, but that's super light because it's off in the distance.
Jade is asking if we can do buildings.
You can absolutely do buildings. The whole idea is to make your character feel very tiny in a big space. So you can do buildings, you can do mountains, you can do trees, you can do whatever objects are gigantic compared to your main character and where they're standing, right?
And
Super
Liliana
simple.
and Heather Rose asked, wait, are we drawing now?
Yes, we're drawing now. So what I want you guys to do in your quick, it's not going to be on this sheet yet, okay? Not this one yet. It's just going to be on your blank sheet of paper. What I want you to do is just a main little character in the middle, and I want him to feel, or her to feel, like things are very big around, right? So like things are kind of closing in. They're in this big ominous space. So we want big objects, small character. And then two, my focus, if I'm looking at this as a scene, my focus is going to be right on this character, right? I'm not really, all this background stuff just helps to tell the story of what's going on with this guy. So it'll take a minute. Again, look how super loose mine is. It's very light. You don't need to spend a ton of time on it. So here's what I want to do. We got some Looney Tunes fans here, right? We just looked at some Maurice Noble backgrounds. I'm going to pull up one more to show you. And here is what I would like to do. We're going to thumbnail out some ideas, okay? And in that thumbnail, just like I showed you with Maurice's thumbnails, you don't have to do all 9 panels. It's there in case you want to kind of test some stuff out. But I'm going to show you one more. I love this. So here's some space, Duck Dodgers style, right, from Maurice Noble. I love these sketches. Do you see how dark it is in the front, right? For the foreground, and the background is much lighter, right? Because the concentration is the action that's going to be going on right here. So my background's lighter, my foreground is darker. All right, so we've got this in mind. We're going to pick from 3 different, what I'd like you to do is maybe one of each of 3 different. You can do more, but we're going to start with the 3 so that everybody's kind of on the same page. We're going to do a Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner background design. Again, you're thumbnailing it out. It's going to take you maybe 5 minutes to sketch it, right? And then take another 5 minutes and do a Duck Dodger style, right? Planet X. So think Planet X in a design in a background. And then our third one is going to be, I'm going to go Robin Hood Daffy because I love that. I love the trees and the forest. So it can be Robin Hood Daffy, right? And I'm going to show you a couple of pictures again, just a recap of what Robin Hood Daffy, if you've never seen the cartoon, of course I would lose it. So Robin Hood Daffy, Wile E. Coyote, so think Southwest, and Planet X and Duck Dodgers. Where did my Robin Hood Daffy, here we go. All right, so Robin Hood Daffy is this style right here, right? So we've got forest, trees, that kind of stuff. Even look at how the trees look even. So look at Maurice's design in that background, you know, like right here or right here. Look at those trees. They're kind of funky a little bit, right? Not a whole lot of straight lines going on. So Robin Hood Daffy, Planet X, and what did I say? Robin Hood Daffy, Planet X, and Wile E. Coyote. That was it. All right, so Wile E. Coyote. So think Southwest. And then as we're doing this, keep in mind we're doing simple sketches on this. So what you want to be able to tell in a small drawing is a very clear direction.
Ethan is asking the name of the book.
The name of the book is The Noble Approach. I'll show you the cover. I would highly recommend this book to anybody because not only does it teach you about art and design, but Maurice is very good about breaking down his philosophies behind that and why he does what he does. So it's not just a book with cool pictures. It's a book that you can learn from as well. So The Noble Approach. And it's written in the front. The preface is by Chuck Jones, which I think is awesome. And I'm going to just read you the very first part because it'll tell you kind of how Chuck Jones felt as you're sketching out your thumbnails. And I'm going to sketch one out here in a second. This is how Chuck felt. He would even write him little notes, right? So there's a note that he wrote to Maurice. And it says, "Dear Skinny, I like the way you're treating this picture. Real tasty. Your admirer, Chuck Jones." All right, so here's how Maurice, or Chuck, felt about Maurice. He said, "If you describe Maurice as he would appear in the telephone book, you will have an exact idea of my respect and love for him. But I tell you what he was not. He was not my good right arm. My good right arm, what a splendid term. How nice it must be to be called good right arm by your director if you are a writer or a layout man or lead animator. There's only one drawback. A right arm, or a left arm for that matter, is stupid and has no volition of its own. It only does what the prejudice and predilection of the director tells it to do." I have to look up words when I read Chuck because he was a brainiac because he read so many times, or he read so many books, which is good. So the whole idea behind a noble approach is, he said, if you looked him up in the dictionary, it would be a noble Maurice, because he thought very highly of him. So
Ben, we have a few questions from the chat.
Yes.
Carson wants to know, are we doing this on the white or on the background design sheet or on the white sheet of paper?
Background design sheet.
Bella wants to know where you can find that book. Do you know Amazon? Maybe?
Yeah, I bought it off Amazon.
Okay.
So it's The Noble Approach. You can find it on Amazon. So when we're doing, remember, you got your Planet X, your Wile E. Coyote, and your Robin Hood Daffy. So I'm going to do mine a little bit bigger up here and just do, I'm going to start with 3. Remember, we're spending about 5 minutes per, right? Just to kind of get an idea down on some things, and then we'll kind of take a look at those. And then what I want to do is I want to start, we're going to kind of do a little brainstorming session, and we're going to think of our own designs. So we can use Maurice as an example. Hold on, buddy. I have to stay on this side. Daddy's on TV right now. All right. So what I love about Maurice, right, was the style that was super cool in his color palette. And I love Duck Dodgers and the films that he worked on with Chuck. So when we do our own little worlds here coming up, and we design our own planet, our own planet, our own, yes, dear. Okay, hold on 1 second. All right. So you can add a little bit of detail to these as you're going once you get your basic shapes down. So I'm going to say, no. I'm going to say my planet X. Stop, please. You know, Daddy's drawing on this one. All right. I've got my planet X trees. He would have these big, gigantic mountains, and it would have like an X cloud in it. I love those. Maybe I see some planets off in the background. This will be Y. This will be Z. This will be W. So if you know from the cartoon, they follow the planets, right? The simplest way, well, let's just follow the planets, A, B, C, D. All right, what was we had a comment in there?
Let's see. Taryn is asking, are we supposed to draw this? And
so what I want you to do is do a Planet X background. So it can be anything. You don't have to draw exactly what I'm drawing, but do something that is kind of in that Planet X Duck Dodgers kind of theme, right? So you can do your own version of that. These are just my rough layouts of what I'm thinking in my world. So you get to do your own drawing. You've never seen Planet X. All right, I'm going to show you Planet X. Hold on. So here's homework for tomorrow. Watch Duck Dodgers in the 24th and a half century. Do you ever have homework where you had to watch a cartoon? That's my favorite kind of homework. All right, let me get up here and do.
there's a question. How do you spell that? It's.
Which one?
I'm guessing they're asking about Duck Dodgers.
Yep. So Duck Dodgers. So here's Planet X, right? Does anybody remember this? So this is where you got the Martian maggot. Yep. Marvin the Martian's on Planet X. So he goes to claim it, right, in the name of Mars. And so there's a thumbnail sketch, right? And then here's what the final background looks like. So in Planet X, you've got some mountains, you've got these little trees that are like X's, and then you just got some terrain in the front. So to give you an idea too of a little bit more of Duck Dodgers. If there's ever something I'm referencing that you're not sure of, absolutely ask a question and I will do my absolute best to clarify for you. All All right, I'm gonna grab, while you guys are working on that one, I'm gonna go grab one more example for you as you're working on your thumbnails. All right, how are they coming? Just remember, we're doing those quick sketches, kind of getting things down a little bit. Let's see if I've got a road.
Claire says she's done.
Okay, awesome. See if I can't get through and do a super fast Wile, Coyote, and Roadrunner. So Maurice would, again, look at nature, right? Look at things in the real world. And that's where he would get his inspiration from when he was doing stuff that was super cartoony. And I would highly recommend that all you guys that love to draw and love to create stuff, draw stuff that's real as well, because that will help you as you use your imagination and create other things. All I wanted to do as a kid was draw cartoons until I had an animator tell me that if I really wanted to get good at drawing cartoons, I should really get good at drawing real life stuff. Because I thought drawing real life stuff was boring. But after that, I drew real life stuff all the time. All right, so there's my super quick background sketch. I got a little Planet X going on. I've got a little Wile E. Coyote. I've got some super loose Robin Hood Daffy. All right, so real quick, how are we doing? Why don't we do one where I'm not necessarily, or we'll just kind of go, we won't unmute yet. All we're gonna do is kind of walk around. If you wanna show it, just raise your digital hand. All right, raise your digital hand, and then we'll see you and we'll go ahead and spotlight it. We won't unmute anybody yet. We're just gonna kind of quick show them to see what these thumbnails look like. Absolutely. Dude, that looks awesome. I love it. You did great, Claire. Very cool, man. All right, who do we, oh, nice. Oh, man, those are cool. I dig it. I love X trees on Planet X. They're my favorite. Tater tot. Wow. And you got some stuff down there quick. Awesome. I love that. 3 good themes. Emily and Sophia.
So I made a beach, nighttime background, and a background with hills.
Awesome. Love it.
I only did one, and it's with a tree, and then these are the roots.
Nice. Very cool. All right. Good job, guys. Wow, look at you go. I like it. I love the desert background. That looks cool too, man. Way to go. Very nice. Carson.
I did. Here's the Planet X, and I kind of made Daffy Duck in there. And then there's
Nice.
Wile E. Coyote in the Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner, and then I did the little forest, and then that was kind of like Porky Pig there.
Sweet. Good aspect ratio and stuff, man. All right, Tim.
I do kind of them all on kind of separate pages, but here's the Wile E. Coyote one. I kind of get that
Sweet.
depth with the winding road that like passes over the overlap there.
Over the hills. Yeah,
and then
man.
especially in the later stuff, he was very fond of like abstract rock designs with like little things hanging impossibly on top of like smaller tips of cliffs and stuff like that. So there's
Yep.
that, you know.
Very cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome, man. All right. Whoa. Man, you filled up 9 frames. That's awesome. I love the designs. You can tell exactly what that is. Very cool. Very cool. Thank you.
Nope.
All right.
Is Jade ready to show? Jade ready to show? Oh, there it is.
Wow. Nice. Good thumbnails. Absolutely. Very cool.
Here's
All right.
Sophie.
Who's up next? Sophie. Nice, man. Well done. I dig it. Very cool. Good
And,
thumbnails, guys.
Jump over to Caroline.
Caroline. Way to go. Very cool. Nice job.
They're like supposed to be scenes.
Oh, I see a hand over here. Taryn and
Wait, hold on.
oh,
You did
sorry,
good,
go ahead.
Caroline.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, go ahead, Scott.
Taryn and Kellen.
Look at you guys. Good thumbnails.
And jumping over. Oh, go ahead.
Very cool. Good job.
Jumping over
Good
to
job.
Potato.
I did mine accidentally on 2 sheets of paper.
That's okay.
This is my Planet X
Nice.
and my Robin Hood.
Awesome.
And, my Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner.
Cool, man. Nice job. I like it.
Thank you.
Very good. You're welcome. All right. So here's what we're going to do as we start this out. We are going to get into our main background design, right? So the thing that we want to spend some time doing. We've got examples here. Now, if you want to do a Looney Tunes style theme, like something in a Maurice style, that is cool. If you want to do something completely separate from that and on your own, that is also totally fine. But here's what I want us to do. I want us to concentrate on simple elements that are going on, right? So that we're not just putting a ton of stuff into the picture. So keep in mind, and you can use a silhouette of a character. It does not have to be an actual character design. It's just kind of where the character might sit or something. If you want to use that for reference, you don't have to do that either. But have simple objects, right, that you can build from, like we saw in the stuff that we did here and that you guys did in your thumbnails, kind of like taking off Maurice Noble, and then build your own, design your own flat background, and whatever planet you're on, whatever scene it is, it's your own cartoon background. And I'm going to show you a painting I'm working on right now that's kind of like taken off Maurice's style. So here's my painting so far, right? It's from Robin Hood Daffy. And eventually Daffy's going to go here and Porky's just laughing hysterically here because Daffy's going to be using his buck-and-a-quarter staff. So I painted this. I'm still working on it, but you can get an idea of once I get done, I've got my foreground that's a little darker and clear, and then as I move back, it gets lighter and sucked in. So here's this, right? I want you guys to concentrate on a background. We're going to show these at the end so that everybody gets a chance. I'm going to do one as well.
And we had some comments on yours. Awesome, love it, and beautiful.
Thanks, guys. All right. So think of that background design. Think of the planet or the world or whatever that you're on, right? And how that's going to translate. So I'm going to stick with my Chuck inspiration, and I think I'm going to go straight up southwest. I'm going to do something a little Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner. Remember, when you start with simple objects so that we're not kind of like cluttering the whole thing up, because we don't need to. We want to make sure that the action going on. You got your horizon lines for those of you who are putting in, like mine is going to be on my lower third this time. My last one was on my upper third. These are the ones that you're going to want to add color to if you have time. What I've loved about seeing everybody's work this week is all the stuff that you guys are creating. It looks awesome. So if you're having a moment as you're thinking of your idea and you want to throw something out there to be like, hey, I think I have a question on this.
There's a question from the chat session. So
Yes.
do we make whatever we want?
Whatever you want. This is whatever you want. I'm going to do mine based off Wile E. Coyote. You can do whatever you want. The whole idea when you're doing your background design, right, is it's something of your own. So you can draw whatever. If you got an inspiration off one of the Looney Tunes cartoons, that's totally cool, but it can be your own thing. And I'll do a little bit, and then I'm gonna go around and just kind of check some people out as you're working. What I love about Maurice's work too is it doesn't always look like it was like physics worked, because he would have some super awesome designs, and you would look at that and be like, there's no way that can stand up on its own. Like this giant rock and this held up by this tiny little thing. All right, so as I'm getting started, I'm going to go around the block a little bit. I'm just going to kind of take a look at some people. Switch my view.
Do you need me
All right,
to
if you
switch for
want
then, or?
Yeah, I'm going to need you to switch it because
Okay.
I won't be able to see everything. If you want to just show a little something as you're working on it, do the digital, like that little digital hand. You can either do this on the background design or on your own sheet of paper. So it can be a completely different sheet of paper if you'd like.
Okay. I see Claire's hand up.
How's it coming, Claire? Here, there you go. Oh, that looks awesome. I like where you're going with it. Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner, man. Very cool. All right, keep going. Keep going. You're doing awesome.
Oh, Rosalie.
Mm-hmm. Hey, man. Is she muted? I think she's muted.
It says she's unmuted.
Can you hear me?
Oh, there
Oh,
it is.
Okay.
there you go. Now we can hear you.
I did like a beach theme kind of. So with the palm
Nice.
trees and the ocean.
That looks cool, man.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, keep going. Keep going. All right, I'm going to keep going on mine. Scott, if you see somebody else put their hand up, let me know,
Oh.
and we'll.
I just saw Jade put her hand up.
All right, Jade, you want to show progress so far?
Yeah, I just copied you, but
It's okay. Awesome. All right, go for it, man. That's a good thumbnail. So when I'm doing a background and I'm trying to think of something, what Maurice would do, well, forget what I would do. What Maurice would do is he would read the story, right? So he would read the script that came out, and he would look for kind of interesting things that he could do, maybe in a gag or something that was going on, and then he would make that pitch. And do you know that they brought Maurice back in the 90s to do new Duck Dodgers Jr., right? And Maurice did these super cool backgrounds in the original style, that he did with Chuck, and they the staff there, the producer and stuff, they thought it was super cool, and you know, it was more of a flat design, and they sent Maurice's sketches and stuff and drawings out to the studio, which was in Taiwan, and it was with notes from I forget who the note was from, but it was somebody at the studio, and they said, forget what Maurice gave you. We want you to make this look more dimensional. It's not jiving with our style. So they did this airbrushing instead of flat painting, and when they got all the backgrounds back, it didn't look very good at all, because the style that Maurice had did not jive with how they tried to paint it, and it looked like garbage. So they didn't use that. And what the guy who, and I believe it was the director, and I have to double check, he actually had to fire the legendary Maurice Noble because his stuff just wasn't working with what they were currently doing. And Maurice was kind of like not super thrilled with the uncollaborative effort that was at the studio currently, because they were just cranking out cartoons.
And we have a
Just didn't
hand
sit
up.
so well. Yes.
There's actually some questions about if they can make characters, and we have a hand up right here. I'm going to jump over to Taryn and Kellen.
Taryn and Kellen, go ahead, guys.
Let's see. I think they're muted. I think they need to unmute.
Okay. I mean, wait, I don't know if you
Wow. I love that. Sweet. Did you do are we looking at the forest in the bottom? You got a Robin Hood Daffy going on? Very cool, guys. Very cool. Keep going. You're doing a great job.
No, mute it, honey. Just put the thing next to
Yeah,
you.
can we just give me those?
So you can add a character if you want. I would say concentrate a little bit more. You can kind of figure out loosely where your character is going to go. And then if you've got time after, if you've got your whole background kind of sketched out, then you can go back in and fill that in with a character. So like for me, I think my Roadrunner would be like right here. And I'm just going to rough him in so that I can see where he's at. I've had the privilege of seeing one or two couple of original Maurice Noble backgrounds, and I wish I could have afforded them, but I could not. So Maurice Noble also worked with Chuck on, why can't I think of the film, The Grinch Who Stole Christmas? Like the good one, the animated one, not this other stuff that has come out recently. What I love about background design is you can create anything that you want, right? Absolutely anything.
There's a question in the chat. Can we use color?
Yeah, absolutely you can use color. If you've got your sketch down and you want to go ahead and use color, by all means, start adding color to it. So do you guys have a favorite? And you can put it in the chat. Scott can read them off. Do you have a favorite place that you go to when you go into that environment, that place? Maybe it's a beach, maybe it's like waterfalls or something. Maybe it's been Hawaii, I have no idea. But do you have a favorite place that you visited? Maybe it's the Grand Canyon, that you just absolutely loved the scenery. Like you loved just being in that whole and looking at nature, and that you were totally amazed.
Claire says
San Diego
forest.
beaches. Nice.
Claire said forest. Rosalie says San Diego's beaches. Jade says Snow Forest. Samantha, Oceanside, California. Ella, Lake Louise. Timothy said the mountains of Wyoming on horseback were really neat.
Nice.
Jade says in Utah. Megan says a place called Paradise Point in San Diego.
Okay. I don't think I've been to Coronado Island and San Diego, and that was super gorgeous. I've
Liliana
been to
and Heather
Yosemite
Rose
on the outs.
say the Grand Canyon.
Absolutely. I love the Grand Canyon.
Taryn and Kellen, the beach and San Diego.
I've been to Colorado, and I've been into the mountains of like Pikes Peak and Garden of the Gods. That was gorgeous.
Potato
All right.
Eat
So if
says
you're going
New
for
York.
color, okay. Anywhere specific in New York or just in general?
Taryn and Kellen are asking, can we do another box?
You absolutely can.
Liliana and Heather Rose say Garden of the Gods was also really nice.
Yes, I love Garden of the Gods. I have family out there, and I've visited it many times.
And Potatoes, New York, he says the city at night in New York.
All right. Yeah, I've been to New York City numerous times. So coming up here, like tomorrow, we're going to get into, as you guys are working on your background stuff now, tomorrow, and we're going to give it like another 5 minutes, and then we're going to go around the room and check out our stuff.
Oh,
tomorrow,
Potato has his hand raised.
Yes, Potato.
Oh, sorry, I just need to turn off virtual background.
What's up, buddy?
I made Bugs Bunny from one of the movies. They have the backstage. So
Yeah. That looks cool, man.
That's
I love
awesome.
it.
Thank you.
That looks good. You're welcome. So tomorrow we're going to be we're going to be working out of stuff that you can find around your house, right? Stuff around your house. Like we should all have, from what I've heard, enough toilet paper rolls or whatever. So it's going to be out of like materials around your house that are disposable. So, you know, maybe it's pieces of paper, scrap papers, pieces of scrap cardboard, paper towel, toilet paper rolls, like just the tubes, not the actual full rolls. And then obviously you want to ask your parents, unless you are a parent, and then you can ask yourself. But some tape, and we're going to be building our own 3-dimensional cartoon sets. So if you were able to see on the site some of the stuff that we had up there, we had a Chuck Jones big draw at C2E2, which is Comic-Con here in Chicago. And we had thousands of people create out of paper different buildings, different stuff, as we made giant cartoon sets. So tomorrow is going to be constructing things. I love building stuff. We're going to start off by doing a little thumbnail work real quick, like literally 10 minutes. And then we're going to get right into actually building out our own stuff. Oh, wait, no, it's not tomorrow. Let's say Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, right?
Yeah, today is Wednesday. I had to check.
All right, never mind. Tomorrow's Doodlepalooza round 2, where we get into the Acme Corporation. That's what we're doing. And then the build your cartoon sets is Friday. And I have
Some of these days are just kind of blending together.
Yes, it does. And also on Friday, we'll announce how you can get your very own Chuck Jones Big Draw Home Edition mini Acme Creativity Mini Kit mailed to your house for free. while we have enough supplies for it, which is kind of super cool thing. All right, guys, we'll give it another 3 or 4 minutes. If you want to add color, add color. If you're doing some sketching and you're concentrating more on the design, that's cool. All right. I love how Maurice used color. So if you guys are able to get that book, like I said, you can get on Amazon, called The Noble Approach. It's got he has some really great advice on how to use color, right? What colors go well together, what you do and don't want to do, because certain things might overtake, right? And it becomes more prominent than what it should.
Claire wants to show her latest artwork.
All right, Claire, let's see your latest. What? Did you make that? No way. What did you make it out of?
Plastic and clay.
That is super impressive. Can you hold can I see the whole thing? And then can you wow, that is a wicked kangaroo, man. I am super impressed.
That's very cool.
I am super impressed. That is extremely cool. Very cool. I love it. Well done, man.
Sophie has her hand raised.
Yes, Sophie.
Okay, this is mine. I'm just started coloring it.
Sweet.
It's just a world
I
where
love-
everyone's crazy.
I can relate to that. Yes, that's awesome. I love the plants and stuff too that you have going on each side. That's awesome. And do you have planets going on up at the top? Is that what I see?
Those are bubbles, and those are just faces just floating around.
Sweet. So can you get in the bubbles?
Yes.
Do you get to ride the bubbles?
Yes, if you jump up high enough and fast enough.
What movie was it in that you could ride a bubble? Was it Meet the Robinsons? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I thought it was Meet the Robinsons, where you could ride, like it was a bubble machine, and then you could jump in and ride a bubble.
Isaac said, "Yeah, Meet the Robinsons." Megan says
Meet
it
the
was.
Robinsons.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to finish up a couple things here, and then I'm going to get on to what you guys have going. So as you're ready, as in we've done the last week and a half, we're going to have you raise your digital hand if you want to show where you're at with stuff. And then everybody is more than welcome to stay to the end. I do absolutely love the comments that you guys make about each other's work and how encouraging you are about that. I think that's fantastic, right? So feel free if you guys want to comment on somebody else's work and tell them what you think is cool about their piece. You can hang on while we go through everybody. I just want to make sure everybody that wants to get a chance gets a chance to show their work. Even if it's an in progress, as you can see, there's no way I could get mine done here in the amount of time we have, and that is okay. So,
Oh, I see a hand. Jade raised her hand.
Yes, Jade.
This is mine. It's a space world a space world, like a world in space.
That's awesome. I love all the flying saucers. Those look cool. So tell me about the planet up in the one opposite of the one that looks like Saturn.
Oh, that's world. I did very bad on that one.
No, is that your own creation on your own world?
Yeah.
That's cool, man. I like that. Very nice. Very nice. If if you guys have questions about art supplies and stuff too, like stuff that you like to use or stuff that you're interested in using, I like using pastels, which is what these are. They're not oil pastels. They're just chalk pastels. And when I draw on a big format like this, I like to use vine charcoal. They have different values. They have darker, like a harder lead, or a little bit lighter. It's kind of depends on what you're like to draw with.
Oh, Timothy raised his hand. Let's jump over to Timothy.
Yes, sir.
What's up? I did a beach thing. It's kind of cool. You've got some mountains in the background because I was thinking about Wyoming.
Yes.
Here, where evidently some treasure has been plundered. Shovel in tow. So, you know, slow beach thing, and some palm trees.
So somebody plundered it. Where did they go?
I don't know. Maybe they fell into a deep chasm that leads somewhere. I don't know.
They dug the hole, got the treasure, and then fell in the hole.
Yeah, not very fecund. So.
Cool, man. Very cool. All right, Scott, do we have any more raised hands?
Oh, yes. Samantha wants to share.
All right, Samantha, let's see what you got. Dude, that is super cool.
Wow, that's a really good coyote.
That is a really good coyote. And you know what? So tell me what he's doing right now.
Well, he's planning to. So he lit the match on the TNT, and so he's gonna try to drop it when the Roadrunner comes near.
So I think you're gonna like tomorrow, because tomorrow when we do our Doodle Palooza, it's gonna all be about Acme products, right? And all the crazy Acme products that Wile E. Coyote tries desperately to use. That's awesome, man. I love that. Thank you.
Next up, we have Rosalie.
All right, Rosalie.
So I finished coloring it, and I kind of just thought of San Diego because
Yeah.
that's where I have family. So
Nice.
yeah.
I love San Diego. It's gorgeous out there. I love your palm trees, man. Those are cool.
Thanks.
Very nice. Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's see. Next up is Liliana and Heather Rose.
All right, Liliana and Heather Rose. Let's see what you guys have. Wow. Yeah, do me a favor. Hold. Yep. Can you, the one in front, can you hold that up a little bit more? Just so I can see it. There you go. Nice job. Let's see the next one. Wow. And you guys filled that up. I love it. Love the use of color. What's your favorite one? You can unmute too if you want. You can tell me about it.
Probably this one.
Yeah. So who's the character in the very middle?
I don't know. I came up with them on the spot.
That's all right.
This one.
All right. That one. Hold it up a little bit more to the camera so I can see it. Sweet. There you go. Nice job. So tell me about what you have going in that frame.
There's a wave coming to destroy the beach, and he's making a wall of ice trap it from coming.
That's awesome. Well done, man. Very cool. Very cool.
So Taryn and Kellen have been waiting very patiently with their hands up.
Oh, okay. All right, guys. Let's see what you have. First of all, I love your Star Wars shirt. All right. Who wants to go first? Oh, they're gonna unmute.
Okay, Tom, you want to go first? Okay, I drew this planet being abducted by aliens.
That's awesome. Oh, that's so cool.
Just a 3 in the bottom.
Wow. Man, you pulled color together quick. All right, so tell me what's going on in those.
It's about Star Wars.
What's your favorite?
Only one of them are. Only two.
Okay, so tell me which one are Star Wars? Is it the middle one?
These two.
Yep.
The troopers.
Those two?
The red stuff.
Sweet. Are you a big Star Wars fan?
Yes.
Yeah, you get points for that because I'm a big Star Wars fan too. Very cool, man. I like that. You guys did a great job.
All right, so we're gonna jump over to Carson, and then Tater Tot, and then Bella.
All right,
So,
Carson.
Carson up first.
So I did like a guy with like a miner helmet with like the light on the top entering like this cave that's got like moss growing on top of it. And there's like a gray sky, so it's like maybe about to rain.
That's awesome. Cool. So what does he know what he's going searching for?
I think he's just like one of those guys that maybe he's filming, like making a video or something of just exploring the cave, seeing what he'll find.
Nice. So is cave exploring called spelunking, or is that like cave diving?
I don't know. That it might be called spelunking. I don't know if that's like jumping in with like a rope attached to you, or if that's just exploring a cave.
Exploration. Yeah, I'm not sure. That looks awesome, man. I love your ideas, dude. You do such a great job. Absolutely.
We have Tater Tot up next.
All right, Tater Tot. Let's see this. What?
I think he's muted.
Dude, you've got some cool shapes going on there. Tell me about this.
Trying to unmute him.
Can you? All right. Did you unmute? All right. I think you're unmuted.
There it is.
There you go. Wait, I can't hear him.
I can't.
Hold on, buddy. We can't. I don't quite think it's working.
Maybe his headphones being plugged in.
Maybe it's the headphones. Yeah. All right. That's okay. Tater Tot, you're doing an awesome job, man. I love that.
Okay. We had Bella up next.
All right, Bella.
Is this my picture?
Wow. Can I see the one at the bottom too with the mountains? Can you hold it up just raise it up just a bit? Nice. I love that you went dark to light and you used value. Well done. Sweet. You're cranking them out, man. Very cool.
Megan's up.
All right,
I'm
Megan.
not really done coloring, but I did
That's
like
okay.
this candy world. Yeah, I did like a candy world.
That's awesome.
The s'mores right there is acting as like a raft and like what's it called? Strawberry milk, and then it's melting.
Ooh.
Stuff. Yeah.
Very nice. You got a whole Willy Wonka thing going on. Very cool, man.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, here's Claire.
Claire, hi Claire. Wow, man, you went to town. Go ahead.
I pretty much messed up myself because I was gonna use colored pencils, but I couldn't find them, so I had to use markers.
That's okay. So tell me about your background. What do you have going on?
Desert, but there isn't any sand colors, so yeah, it's
That's
the
okay.
Roadrunner's running away from the Coyote.
Nice. I see him. I see the Roadrunner Coyote. Very good. Nice job. Thank you, Claire. I think you did great with markers, man. You did a good job with markers. All right. Do we have anybody else who wanted to show?
Oh, Caroline.
Caroline. All right, let's unmute. Hold on, Caroline. We're going to unmute you real quick.
She's unmuted.
Okay, all right, go ahead. Go ahead, Caroline.
Well, this first one is actually a beach. And like there's someone standing on a rocky and grassy hill with a blue ocean and a dolphin jumping.
I love the dolphin. Have you ever seen a dolphin jump in the ocean before?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
Another
that's
one?
cool.
I did.
Wow.
I did
All right,
a road.
I love it. And then what do you have going on in the middle that's just above the road?
There are trees.
Sweet.
Really.
That looks,
Very
you
awesome.
did some fast work, man. Very good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Caroline. That looks amazing.
You're welcome.
And next
right.
up is Emily and Sophia.
Emily and Sophia.
So I made a lighthouse with the horizon, and here's a reflection, and then there's a bubble.
Love it. That looks, I love the fact that you added a reflection in the water. That's awesome. Way to go. You can absolutely make more drawings.
I'm almost finished, and I've got
a green screen message in the
I've got a forest with a dirt path, and the person's over here.
Cool.
Yeah.
Unintended consequences.
So, right? I think that looks awesome, man. You did good. Love the background.
All forest and trees
Absolutely
are green
love
there.
the background. That's what I was going to say. I think we're picking up the green screen effect, and that's okay. Oh, there he goes. Nice job, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Did we miss anybody, or did we get everybody?
Anyone else? I don't see any more hands.
All right, I think we got everybody. So what's cool is I love the fact that you guys keep using your imagination to just build things out. And every time you come up with something, there's a story that takes it on some road or some path that you guys have designed. I think that's awesome because the brain is the most important tool you have in creativity. So as you guys can certainly continue to work on your background drawings. If you've got like tomorrow when we do our Doodle Palooza Part 2, and we go Acme crazy. If you wanted to show something that you finished today because you didn't get it all done, like while we had time now, that's totally fine. I might take a little bit more time with this and finish up this piece so that I've got something to show for tomorrow. Again, we're doing Doodle Palooza, right? 3 p.m. same time. Lee is going on at 1 p.m. Pacific Coast time. And then Rhiannon is on at 5 o'clock today, Pacific. Well,
3, right?
5 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock Pacific. I'm getting on my time zones. So she's on in an hour. That's the easiest way to say it. She's on an hour. So love what you guys are creating. Thank you so much for coming back, and we'll do some more stuff tomorrow.
I
Sound
wanted
good?
to read one of the comments real quick. Megan said, "Everybody is so talented and amazing. You all should be proud of your lovely art."
Megan, I'm going to high five you. Well said. Well said. All right, dudes. You guys have a great afternoon, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a good day.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.